Welcome to the Moose's LZ Bar and Grill Weekend Wrap, where we highlight a few of the storylines that occurred in sprint car racing around the country over the weekend. Before we get to those storylines, don't forget to check out Moose's LZ Bar and Grill in Jonestown, PA for great food at a great price. You won't regret it. Donny Schatz has experienced some bright spots over the last 3 years, but with wins at the World Finals last year, where he doubled up, winning 2 out of 3, won the Knoxville Nationals last year, won the 2021 Williams Grove National Open. But for the most part, it's been a struggle with the new Ford motor, and the team has not been able to register more than 5 wins in a season. Over the weekend, we got a glimpse of the old Donny Schatz, the one who wins 30 races or reaches double digits every year and is contending for a World of Outlaw championship, when he made a late race pass on Rico Abreu to win at Attica Raceway Park on Friday, and then completed the weekend sweep by holding off David Gravel, Carson Macedo, and Sheldon Haudenschild at Sharon Speedway to get his first victory at the Ohio facility. Now, the question is Schatz back? Is this a blip on the radar like last year's World Finals? Or has he turned the corner with the Ford motor and the team kind of found their stride in 2023? The difference with the recent success, in my mind, that Schatz and company have had is that he has been on the podium 5 of his last 6 starts. The only blemish was an 11th place finish at Lincoln Speedway, which is a track he's won at before, but he really hasn't been good at on a consistent basis. So where's this team at? With the schedule that's looming, which is visits to Atomic Speedway, River City Speedway, Lawrenceburg, a two-day show at Knoxville Raceway, I think that their facilities that Donny likes are facilities that he's won at a lot in the past, except for maybe Atomic. And I wouldn't be surprised if this team has turned the corner and they are going to put together more good runs in the future, if not wins. Shifting gears to the All-Star Circuit of Champions, Zeb Wise made his return to Rudine Racing after a 2-week layoff after being injured at Eldora Speedway during Let's Race 2. We've talked a lot about Zeb this year, in that it seems like the team has found more speed than they've had in the last couple of seasons. Zeb rattled off a win at Williams Grove Speedway and also had 3 straight runner-up finishes with high limit and all-star competition. Unfortunately, getting banged up at Eldora, he sat on the sidelines. Parker Price Miller jumped in the car, and I was beginning to wonder, I was a little concerned coming into this week, what kind of effect sitting out 2 weeks was going to have. What was the extent of the injury? Was there concussions? How would he feel in the car? And in turn, would the progress that he's made this year, would that kind of be stunted a little bit? Would it kind of regress? Wise was back in the car at Outlaw Speedway and showed no signs of regression. In fact, Friday night, he earned his 2nd win of the season when he passed Tim Schaefer to take the victory. Came back on Sunday at Weedsport after a rain out at Fonda and had a 2nd place finish to Corey Eliason. Wise came on late, just couldn't make a bid for the win. But still, 2 more podiums, a win, and a 2nd place, looking consistent. And now Wise heads to Central Pennsylvania, a place where the All-Stars have kind of struggled of late. And it'll be interesting to see if this team can continue that speed that they had of late with Wise behind the wheel, and what that performance is going to be in 4 races at Bridgeport, Williams Grove, and the Bob Weichert Memorial at Port Royal Speedway. Our last topic of this week's Moose's LZ Weekend Wrap is BAPS Motor Speedway and Sunday night racing in Central PA. It was a thriller between Brent Marks, Danny Dietrich, Anthony Macri, the 3 best drivers in this area. And it came down to the wire. Brent Marks ends up getting the win, but there was sliders, dive bombs, anxious moments with Dietrich hitting the fence. This race had a little bit of everything, but again, with 3 of the best drivers in Central PA. Is anybody really surprised by this? Uh, Not me, and it's stunning to me why anybody would think that there wouldn't be good racing at BAPS. Obviously they had the tire thing earlier this year, but otherwise the racing at the York Haven, PA facility is usually always pretty good, and you can always expect something interesting to happen. Sometimes bad, sometimes good, double fall restarts, whatever it is. But the racing was sensational this weekend. But on a different note, this week they also gave away big screen televisions to fans. A fan who went through the autograph session at the beginning of the night had a chance to win $250 worth of cash, which they handed out. This team at BAPS Motor Speedway goes above and beyond doing promotions and trying to draw people into the facility. They go to the York Revolution games to promote their product. They were at the Milton Hershey or the Hershey Sprint Car Experience, excuse me, a couple weeks ago, and they were the only track there. I think Colton Gauss and his staff have done a great job. The next sprint car race occurs on June 1st, which is a Thursday night. It's the Greg Hodnett Foundation race, and I, for one, can't wait to be there. That's going to wrap up this edition of the Moose's LZ Bar and Grill Weekend Wrap. For more coverage of sprint car racing, go to sprintcarunlimited.com. We have a yearly subscription for $35. And don't forget to head out to Moose's LZ in Jonestown, PA for some great food. Stay tuned, and we'll be back next week.